Hello there, good evening, and welcome to Complete Politics with Chukwuma Okoro. I am Chukwuma Okoro. On the show today, we will be joined by irrepressible barrister Darlington Agommo. He is a lawyer and political affairs analyst. He is going to join us shortly. But before barrister joins us, let's take you into what topics we are discussing today. But before we get into all of that, I will encourage you to click on the subscription button, or that is on YouTube, and to become a member of Complete Politics with Chukwuma Okoro family to get notifications on breaking news, incisive and in-depth analysis on current local and international news. On the show today, Wike versus Sowore saga over alleged U.S. mansions deepens. Away from that, we'll also look at the 2027 that is in view, as the Lagos National Union of Road Transport Workers, Mustapha Adekunle, that's Alhaji Mustapha Adekunle, AKO, also known as Sego, has issued threats against those who want to vote against APC in Lagos in the 2027 general election. Away from that, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar denies plans to step down for any aspirant. We will get into all of these as soon as Barrister Darlington Agommo joins us. Now we are live, and in a moment, Barrister Agommo will join us, and we'll get into all of that. But before Barrister joins us, I would like for us to have a few words about it's an open conversation. It's an open conversation. There is a YouTube stream, and that is already live. There is also a join link from StreamYard where you can join and be a part of this conversation. You can lend your voice. These are topical issues that affect Nigerians like you and I. And it's good that we have you lend your voice to what is going on in the country, so that it's a collective thing. It's not left for only one man to do all these talkings. We expect to have you lend your voice in this discussion. As we wait for Barrister Darlington Agommo, let me even read out for you what happened over time. Now, let's have it here. Let's have it. Activist Omoyele Sowore has petitioned the Attorney General of the state of Florida, United States of America, James Utimea, demanding the prosecution of FCT Minister Nyesom Wike for alleged money laundering activities and the forfeiture of multi-million-dollar properties in the U.S. over unlawful acquisition. Well, citing People's Gazette newspaper, that's on September 1, that was an exclusive report, alongside 3 claim deeds as exhibits in the petition dated September 22, 2025, and signed by his lawyer, Deji Adeyanju. Sowore narrated how Mr. Wike, with the help of his wife, Justice Eberechi Nyesom Wike of Nigeria's Court of Appeal, secretly bought 3 luxury lakeside homes in Winter Spring, Seminole County, Florida, between 2021 and 2023. The properties, now valued at over $6 million, were subsequently transferred to their children, Jordan, Joaquin, and Jasmine Wike, aged 25, 23, and 20 respectively. The decision to file this petition was prompted by Wike's actions himself, because he displays pictures of those mansions on social media. Now, the petition identified the properties as 113 Spring Creek Lane, purchased for $353,000 in cash and transferred to Jordan Wike. 209, that's 209 Heatherwood Court, purchased for $457,157,000 in cash and transferred to Joaquin Wike. And 208 Heatherwood Court, purchased for $465,000 in cash and transferred to Jasmine Wike. According to the petition, the acquisitions were executed entirely in cash through quitclaim deeds, a mechanism often used in family transfer, but vulnerable to abuse in concealing illicit wealth. Sowore alleged that Wike deliberately employed this method to conceal the true ownership of the assets and evade financial oversight. Well, these transactions, executed in cash and hidden under the names of his 3 children, form a deliberate scheme to launder the proceeds of corruption into U.S. real estate, the petition stated. Mr. Sowore claimed that the properties were never declared to Nigeria's Code of Conduct Bureau in violation of the 5th schedule of the 1999 Constitution, which requires public officers to disclose all their assets. The petition cited multiple U.S. and Florida laws allegedly breached, including the Florida Money Laundering Act 896.010/Florida State, the Contraband Forfeiture Act 707-0707 Florida State, and the U.S. Federal Statutes on Money Laundering 18 U.S.C. 1956 and 1957. It requested that the Florida Attorney General investigate the source of funds used for the acquisitions and, if confirmed to be illicit, commence forfeiture proceedings, institute criminal prosecution against those who facilitated the purchases, and impose visa bans and sanctions on Mr. Wike. Now, this brazen conduct, combined with his unexplained foreign acquisition, suggests that Florida is being used as a safe haven for laundering the process of corruption, the petition said. Mr. Wike's spokesperson, Larry Olayinka, did not immediately respond to requests seeking comments on the petition, then went ahead to say that Sowore himself has also acquired properties in the United States, as well as paying school fees for his children in excess of $500 million. Now, the question is, does Larry Olayinka's explanation answer questions about Wike's acquisition of properties in the UK worth over $2 million? Oh well, these are issues that bother Nigerians, and it is important, it's good to know that a Nigerian, in the person of Omoyele Sowore, has taken the gauntlet, taken the challenge, to go to United States and question all of this. As we await Barrister Darlington Agommo, okay, Barrister is here to join us. Barrister Darlington Agommo is here to join us. Let's take a short break and we'll come back shortly. I'm going to start joining. I don't know. Can you imagine? Hello, sir. Someone join now. The show is open. People are waiting. Hi. No, I cannot see you. I can't see you. You.
Alicia, can you see me?
Hello? Sorry, viewers, we are having difficulties getting Barrister Darlington's connection, but I just reached out to him, and he promised that he will be here shortly. He promised that he will be here shortly. Please, a little more patience. But away from that, we can also get into another trending issue now that we are going to explore, and it is that now former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, has refuted claims that he plans to step down for any candidate, in the 2027 presidential aspirants on the platform of the ADC. This rebuttal was issued by his media aide, Paul Ibe. Paul Ibe said, look, the president at no point said that he was going to step down. For the former vice president has not at any time said that he was stepping down for anybody, because well, he says it's an open fight. It's an open fight. Anybody who gets the ticket, we will all support the person. Now that is the position of Atiku Abubakar. That's the position of Atiku Abubakar. That's the position of Atiku Abubakar at this moment. That, well, Atiku was reported to have declared his willingness to step down for a younger, vibrant, and more acceptable candidate on the platform of the coalition-backed African Democratic Congress during an interview with BBC Hausa Service on Wednesday. Now, the ex-vice president has dismissed the report as a misrepresentation of the interview. In a statement by his media advisor, Paul Ibe, on Thursday last week, Atiku said neither the video nor the transcript of the interview implied or suggested that he plans to step down for anyone. The statement reads, after a thorough review of both the video and transcripts of the interview, in the original Hausa language and English translation, it is evident that at no point did the former vice president expressly state, suggest, or even imply that he intends to step down for anyone. What Atiku Abubakar clearly and unambiguously said was that the young people, as well as other prospective presidential aspirants, are free to enter the contest. He further stressed that if a young candidate were to emerge to a competitive primary, mark those words, to a competitive primary, he will readily support such a candidate without any hesitation. Now, while interpretative journalism is a legitimate aspect of reporting, stretching interpretation to the point of mischief is unacceptable and must not be encouraged. That's coming from Paul Ibe, Atiku spokesperson. For the record, therefore, the Waziri insinuations attributed to him from his BBC Hausa interview are inaccurate and do not reflect what he actually said. Now, we've been joined by Barrister Darlington Agommo, lawyer and political affairs analyst. Good evening, Barrister Agommo, and thanks for joining us on Complete Politics with Chukwuma Okoro.
Good evening, Mr. Okoro. How are you?
Very well, sir. Very well. Good to have you. Our guests have been waiting. Our viewers have been waiting, and good to have you, because you also have other guests on the show, other panelists on the show. We've all been waiting for you. Barrister, good to have you. Now, let's get into it. I'd like for us to start with the issue of Sowore and Wike. Sowore and Wike, which is trending now, and you know what it's all about. Activist Omoyele Sowore petitioned the U.S., the state of Florida and U.S., over alleged acquisition of over $2 million mansion in Florida by the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, saying that it is money laundering because those properties were acquired in cash while he was serving as the governor of Rivers State. Barrister, you are very familiar with the story. And what we have heard from from Wike's spokesperson is that, look, Sowore also has properties in the US, and that he also pays school fees in excess of 500 million naira with the prevailing exchange rate between naira and the US. Now, Barrister, we have a minister who has been accused of enriching himself in office as governor. As we speak, he remains in office, and the government itself has not issued a statement on the matter. What kind of leadership do we have, especially one that creates to power on anti-corruption rhetoric? Barrister, let's have your broad reaction to this matter.
It shows that because it is said that you cannot see why Wike has been, even though he belongs to a different political party. But I've several times that there is a criteria for APC. One, do you have the capacity to become? Then two, do you have the capacity to then three, if you have, in fact, APC will be stopping. They will be begging you to come and join them. Right, there are many more things. Okay. Unfortunately, nothing will be done by aspirant. Why would they say that they have a mansion in the councillor? He has not been a government. So, whatever he has made, out of his own work. So, we can you tell us what you agreed before you made that money to buy property? You can see how people try to divide that. They are not even commenting what we money. They are looking for something to blame. Why not issue on ground? We are talking about property in the UK. Government kept mute. They didn't want to talk. They didn't want to say anything.
Hello, Barrister. Barrister, can you hear me? Hello, Barrister, can you hear me, sir? Unfortunately, we seem to be having a network glitch here with the connection with Barrister Darlington Agommo. There's a downpour here in Lagos. It's quite heavy, and I think it's interfering with the network connection, unfortunately. But we'll go for a short break. Let me reach out to the barrister once again and see how we can fix that audio glitch. We sincerely apologize for this, and it's force majeure. It's beyond us and what we can do at the moment. While we try to get the connection back to the barrister, now there are very important questions to ask on this matter. When Larry Olayinka put out the tweet on his handle, on his X handle, or even on Facebook, that even Omoyele Sowore has mansions in the US and that he has paid school fees in excess of 500 million naira. The question Nigerians are asking, does it answer the question raised against your principal? Has it dealt with the petition in the US? Apparently, the mansions that Sowore is talking about were acquired when Wike was state governor in Rivers State between 2021 and 2022. So why is he deflecting those questions? Why is he passing the buck? And like the barrister just said, at this moment, Omoyele Sowore has not held any public office. He has not been local government chairman. He has not been councillor. He has not been an assembly member. He has never been in government. So, and he's a private person. He's a private businessman. So, if he acquires mansion or pays school fees for his children in the United States, should it be an issue? And does it answer the questions raised by Omoyele Sowore? It doesn't. It doesn't. And mind you, as we speak, the government that Wike serves under has not made any statement to say, look, we are investigating this, or asking him to step aside for proper investigation. Wike himself, instead of all of this, the only thing we see is taking up fight against Omoyele Sowore. It is quite unfortunate, and we understand that this particular government, the APC government, barrister, when I log out and the stream is left, what happened? No, not that you did it on purpose. I know it's network. Can you cannot reconnect? No, it's Ugochukwu that should reconnect. Let him join. If he join, I will admit him. Yeah, let him join. I will admit him. Let him try to join. If the network is good, he will join. If not, yes, sir, it is. I'm not using Wi-Fi. I'm not using Wi-Fi. I'm using my data. I have data. Let him try and reconnect. Let him try and rejoin. Apologies for that interruption. Apologies for that interruption. We are trying to get Barrister Darlington Agomo back into the stream. Now, so let's go for a short break and see how we can get all of this fixed. We'll be right back. Viewers, I have to apologize profusely. We are having difficulties connecting with Barrister Darlington Agomo. Unfortunately, where he is, there's a network issue there because there's a downpour. There's a downpour there. But these are very interesting issues. We'd also like to talk about Atiku Abubakar denying that he has stepped down, as well as the threat issued by Alhaji Mustapha Adekunle that against those who intend to vote against the APC in Lagos State in 2027. This is more like a rehash of what happened in 2023, where we saw Nigerians were disenfranchised, people were assaulted, people's faces were bloodied, people who tried to vote for the PDP, the Labour Party, the AAC, and other parties in the election. And it was public. MC Oluomo, who was the chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers in Lagos State at that point, made it difficult for Nigerians to vote. Okay, we have been able to reconnect with Barrister Darlington Agomo. Barrister, good to have you. Welcome back, and good to have you again on the show.
Yes, you know that it's raining over here and it's Hello.
Barrister, go ahead. We can hear you.
Good. Like I was saying before this network Mr. Okoro, what does the government with the property of Sowore did the Sowore see their money? The Sowore government, let them address the issue of and what they have done so far. Yes, even the money he used to buy a farm for the American and all the people in rivers are giving to him. Who gave him that money? No private money. These are issues that this government is address. Rather, they are accommodating him, they are pampering him. And you are telling me that they are not just for the situation. Okay, if we can have done this, can imagine what is principal and other people have done. Where is our money going to? Mr. Okoro, where is our money going to?
Barrister, talking about what
abroad.
Okay, Barrister, talking about what his principal has done, these properties were acquired when he was governor of River State. So it has nothing to do with his current position, at the moment.
No, this one is not the US. So there are other ones about the US. There are other ones, including the one he acquired here. Let them look deeper. That cannot be the only property we have acquired. It's not possible. What are you telling me? So you want to tell me that Wike is only coming to here? All of them are covered when it comes to spending money. Yes, that is the only thing that is being so powerful and so powerful. Is there any other thing? Apart from the one they have told you, is there another thing that is making them to be so arrogant? And they have used this money to patronize all our institutions. Use it to buy political jobs. Is there any other thing they are doing? Except this thing that you and I can identify now, violence. So I am not surprised. Seriously, it's unfortunate that the opposition are not doing enough. They should be the one bringing out all this. They should be the one. They have contact all over the world. They should be the one bringing out. Let us know how much people have come from us. It's important we find out. Because I know an FPC, they will have very good type of thing. They will have gone all over the world to search for where they have kept some money. What are you telling me? These are what they are doing to Nigerians. They will come and tell you that there's no money. Meanwhile, our money is in their hands. They have shared it. And this is to go and they find other properties in other countries. So what are you telling me? Are you not here when Dangote revealed the refinery in money? Were you not here? Was it not with our money?
Barrister, you cannot be very certain that that a federal government built a refinery in Malta. Was there any proof of that?
That doesn't know of anybody. And let them find out who owns that Malta refinery now. Let us find out. Including the one in Nigeria. Let us find out. Did I say any other thing apart from that? And let's find out who owns them, including all
Okay,
the people that got there with our money, all the estates all over Nigeria. Lagos. Let us find out who owns them and whose money did they use to pay. Is it their personal money? That is why they will never do anything to Wike. Because Wike equally know what they have done. All of them are involved. So how can what report to all the it's not possible.
Okay,
So,
now.
You are going your beats. But what will come out of it? Will anything happen? You mean this government will tell you that if you see anything, if you say something, what we have been saying, are they listening? Are they taking action? What are you telling me?
No, Barrister, I like the point we have brought us to. You said what will happen, and I'm asking you because this thing is in a different jurisdiction. The petition was put out in the U.S. state of Florida. Now, how far do you think that Sowore can drive this to ensure that he gets justice, or that the case is completely dispensed with in a fair and credible manner? It's not in Nigeria here. If it were to be in Nigeria, we would have talked about interference.
The U.S. government will not. They will not take it lightly. After all, that happened 20 years ago. That's not true. Somebody is still struggling, fighting so that his profile will not be repeated. So, do you think that if that they will not wicked to enter the state? Go and clear your name and whether you come back. Travel to the US now. That is the only way to prove a point. They said they are waiting for you. They said they are waiting for you. Maybe you are a hippopotamus. You are a tiger. You are not apple. I told you this is a local channel. Mr. Okoro, they are local channel. Outside here, they are not. And let you we can go to the US. Say your name. If you are Mr. Let me see whether the US government.
Okay, all right, Barrister. It's a developing story. We'll see how far. Sowore and his lawyer, Deji Adeyanju, can drive this process. But it's quite unfortunate that this is happening under a government that prides itself as one that is full of integrity. They're crested to power on the mantra, on the rhetoric of anti-corruption. But what we see happening in this regime in the past 10 years doesn't speak to the intentionality on the part of the government to fight corruption. Barrister, let's move away from that and talk about the threat, that has been issued by the Lagos State Chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers, Alhaji Mustapha Adekunle, who says, look, if you vote against APC in 2027, we will come after you. We'll be merciless in all of that. Barrister, I would like for you to take a broad reaction to this threat. This is more like a rehash of what happened in 2023, where anti-APC elements, sentiments were exhibited openly in Lagos. People were harmed, assaulted, and disenfranchised. In all of that, APC still lost to the Labour Party at the presidential election here in Lagos State. But as we speak, nobody was arrested, nobody was prosecuted, no justice for the victims. Barrister, now we hear Sego threatening Lagosians again ahead of the 2027 election. DSS has squeezed him. What's your broad reaction to this developing infamy?
I am not surprised. You see, Lagos politics characterized with violence. And it is only if you are proper violent that you can win elections here. Look at the contradiction. A whole lot of where we don't know that is that the peaceful religion. Now, at that height, I'm sure you are going to look at that height.
No, but barrister, I'm not sure. Barrister, excuse me, barrister, this has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing, he's the chairman of, he's not doing that on the platform of his religion. He's doing it because he's the chairman of the National Union of Road Transport Workers.
Hold on. Let somebody who has gone to Jerusalem, a Christian, a cleric who went to Jerusalem and come back at the JP, Jerusalem. Let him do and you see where they take it. You can imagine what is going on in Lagos that has been going on over the years. And nobody has addressed it. Not because this man has the ability to do what he's doing. What kind of rubbish is that? Hold on. When did the Lagos become his property? For him to say that Lagos belongs to him. How? Who sold Lagos to him? Who gave him Lagos? Where did they brought the Lagos? That said that Lagos is property. When did that one happen? You can imagine how they want to put this Lagos on fire. You can imagine. You can imagine how they want to this was how these people started in. Lagos has become a problem now. They now have the government of their own. All manner of have now become them, including this migrant, and nobody has it. Center of excellence. What is excellence here, Mr. Tell me. What is that? We are talks, political, and not government of their own, and ability to I don't federal government. Look, I'm to say it clearly. Everywhere in Lagosians to be forward to the this guy has taken their vibe, but they did it before and got away with it. This must not happen. People of Lagos will rise up and state. These guys must not be allowed to destroy. They must not be allowed to protect Lagos hostage. We are tired of this nonsense. What the hell? How long will this public allow what is going on? Tell me. It was this violence that took away political violence. That took away people like politics. For this violence, when will you stop? When will you stop? Permanent probation. That we are taking away and everybody can quiet. So who is hold on, who is behind us? In part of the how long will you continue? How long? You know many people are dead because of unnecessary violence. And we know those who are fighting up. And nobody in Lagos has really stop. Then where is the excellence in Lagos? Mr. Okoro, as I talk to you, imagine Lagos occupied by this extorting money from people.
Barrister, you cannot say they are extorting money from people. You cannot say they are extorting money from people because those levies are backed by acts of parliament by the Lagos State House of Assembly.
Hold on. How do you collect money from who? That is, and you say back by who?
No, barrister, they are okay. No, barrister, I'm just putting out what is there, what people know there.
I don't think you know what I'm saying. You know, look, ask your colleague. When they were moving from their former property, so because they came to the gate and said they should pay their money. For don't back the property from one hand to the other, you must pay money. Money. No, tell me now. Did you not hear the story in that video? What are you telling me? Who back to us? Is this type of
Barrister, there's an act of parliament. The Lagos State House of Assembly duly sat and approved those levies. So you cannot say legally that they're extorting people.
God, please. How can a state legislature approve extortion?
Barrister, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to. That's what we are trying to define.
Look,
Barrister, hold it. Barrister, hold it. This is what we are trying to define. This is what we are trying to define. What constitutes extortion?
What you are calling levy is different from what this was agreed. Can't you hear me? Where is the levy that when you are moving your property from you will pay money? Was there any? Was there any? You can imagine you can't even know what you are saying. That means you
Barrister, which levy? Barrister, we are talking about. Hold on, Barrister. Hold on, Barrister. Barrister, we are talking about the touts that collect levies at motor parks. Is it not? Is it not what you are talking about? Isn't it backed by law?
Hold on. It has transcended from there to other things. And that is because
other things like what? Other things like what?
It has transcended from that to eating street. My tenant was coming back with his food spot. They followed him from street. They never knew his tenant as coming. He's not in the gate. So from there, my tenant now I said what? In this world or in another world? Because when I came out, the man saw me and so if that is, and this was around 10 in the night. This Okoro, who goes about collecting levy by 10 o'clock? I am defending since we want to talk. We are talking of a very serious issue here. Lagosians will rise up against this seriously. These guys are just lazy about it. Posting news are all over the place because they have people backing them. How can that be in a Lagos? People are not living up for that people.
No, Barrister, I like the point where you have brought us to now, because Mustapha Adekunle, not as Sego, says that look, that what he's doing, he has the backing of the government.
Exactly.
And as at this moment, we don't know which government he's talking about. Is it the central government or is it the state government? Which one will it be?
Which government is in power? Is it not APC?
Barrister, APC is a political party. We are talking of specific governments now. Will you know whether it is
party in power? Is it not APC?
At what level?
Hold on. The party in power, is it not APC?
Barrister, at what level? Is it at the federal level, at the center, or here in Lagos State? We wouldn't know. Which one is backing him?
That is what we should find out. As long as the man has said that he is in back by the government, that means he's either state or federal. And all of them are APC. That will tell you what we are going through here. That is how they have always wanted to through violence. Is that what you call justice? I don't even understand what is going on here. Imagine if other states dropping.
Hello, Barrister, can you hear me? Hello, Barrister, can you hear me? Oh, well, we seem to be having a network glitch there. We have lost connection with Barrister Darlington Agommo. Okay, we are trying. Okay, unfortunately, we have lost connection with Barrister Darlington Agommo. Let's go for a short break and see how we can get back the connection, because this is a very interesting topic to us. We'll go for a short break. I'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Barrister, it's not network. Why is he going interfering? And he was putting his hand. I was seeing his hand on the phone, on the camera, and all of that. The thing was going on well. Barrister, I was hearing you loud and clear up until the last word that you said. Let him reconnect. Barrister, you want me to remember? I saw Go's hand now when he was trying to reframe the whole thing. Let him reconnect. I didn't cut off. I was seeing you. Let him try and reconnect, sir. Sorry, viewer. We are trying to get reconnection with Barrister Darlington Agomo. The topic seems to be quite interesting because ahead of 2027, if we don't nip all of these in the bud, I mean, how will one man that heads an organization disenfranchise everyone that doesn't belong to his own political party? Is quite undemocratic. And a lot of Lagosians are asking, is this what we are going to face? We'll pass through all of this in 2023, and now again, ahead of 2027, we are getting this kind of threat. Unfortunately, for what happened in 2023, nobody's career was damaged. People were even promoted. Like the person that was at the helm of NURTW that time is now the national chairman of that same association. And more worrisome is the fact that that association, the National Union of Road Transport Workers, has partnership with INEC during the election period in terms of distribution of materials and all of that. So if at this stage you have members of that organization that is partnering with INEC issuing out threats, does it not look like the election is already compromised ahead of 2027? So these are issues that is worrisome, and it's curious how government keeps quiet in the face of all of this. Quite unfortunate. We'd also like to talk about the denial by Atiku Abubakar that, look, he's not stepping down for anybody. He's not stepping down for anybody. Paul Ibe, his special assistant on media, has denied that. He said, look, Atiku was misrepresented. He was misinterpreted. And he never said that. He believes in a free and fair contest. He expects that every other person that is interested in 2027 will get into the contest in the primaries, and anybody that wins, well, Atiku will support that person. But now the question is, we all know that Atiku is a master of the game. Atiku is a master of the game. He has always won primaries without winning elections. Barrister Darlington, good to have you back. It's good to let you join us again. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Beautiful, perfect, perfect.
To Lagosians, because I know that 80% of Lagosians who want peace and progress here, who want a good politics in Lagos, who want to have peace in their land, who want to go about their peace, who want to have an election. There are Lagosians, 80% of them, who want to bring back the Lagos of 70s and 80s. Let those people rise up and challenge this infamy. This monster that wants to go in Lagos, you must not allow it because it will consume everybody. This brigade, this violence is not the character of Lagos. They should not allow this because of selfish interest, because at the end of the day, it will hurt everybody. There must be free playing field for everybody. This Lagos must not be allowed to go into infamy, into conflagration because of the selfish interest of one man. We have a second who passed this Lagos now. A second passed through this Lagos. Please, was Lagos like this under his watch? What is wrong with this particular Lagos policy that is now a jungle place? Barrister, in a Lagos that claims to be center of excellence. What is excellence?
Barrister, Lagosians, do you think that Lagosians are worried about this development? Because we don't see people complain, just very few people.
They should be worried now because when it happened the first time, they thought it was a joke by the police. Now it is no longer a joke. The way this man said this thing, it should be taken taken seriously. So before one is to before armed. Lagosians to rise up and protect their states. This nonsense must not be allowed to happen. This is no longer politics. They have declared war on us. Mr. Okoro, this guy has never have declared war on us. Are we going to sit down? It is only a thing that you want to call that will be there. They have declared us, and every Lagosian should rise up and get this nonsense.
Barrister, before they rise up, before they sucking
our blood every day, extorting money from everybody, looking large at our own expense, and now they have become big to threaten everybody. The Lagos people, look, look, you are an individual of Lagos. You must not allow somebody to make you a slave in your father's land. You must not. All those are the politics is over. This is the warning that we have issued it, and nobody is talking about it. Therefore, you must rise up and defend this state from this rascals.
Okay, now, Barrister, talking about this, the Directorate of State Services, the DSS has invited and queried him. So, don't you think that the government has done enough to leash him?
Mr. Okoro, they have not done enough. They should have asked them who is that government that is backing them. And then they publish their findings. Let us know. The one Oluoma did. What came out of it? In fact, Mr. Okoro, I blame our security agency. Most times, they create problems that will not hurt them. You see this police, this Nigerian police, I pity them. They create a problem that will hurt them later in life. Their friends are retired. You see what they are suffering. Because of the role they played when they were in service. How can a police officer how can a police officer be backing a thought while he was destroying electoral process, while he was destroying ballot boxes, and the policemen were guiding him? In this Lagos, a police officer, you are ending and abetting criminality, and you didn't see anything wrong in that. Whatever role you are playing, it will run you later in life. You will suffer it. You think that you know what you are doing, you are backing it. Don't not say no. Don't not to ballot.
Barrister, how can they say no? How can they say no when the man? Hold on, Barrister. How can they say no when the man at the top is backing them?
Listen.
Barrister, if you are an inspector of police, hold on, Barrister. Hold on. If you are an inspector, Barrister, hold on. If you are an inspector of police and you have the ACP or the CP asking you, giving you instructions to go and do something, what will you do?
I will not. Hold on. It is a criminal offense. Hold on. It is a criminal offense for you to obey unlawful order. They ask you to go and see somebody and you go and see him. You didn't ask. What did this man do? What court order order you to go and see somebody? Are you don't you have sense? If a man is asking you to do what is wrong for his own satisfaction, why would you carry it out? This is not part of the disobedience of constituted authority. You were out to do and do what you know that is clearly wrong. Why would you do it? Have you forgotten that nemesis will catch up? Have you forgotten? Why would you hurt yourself as a police officer or even a security agent because you want to please somebody? Ask yourself, this thing I'm going to do now, is it right before God and man? Or are you doing it because you are in power? Is that how we're going to grow our institution? Mr. Okoro, you saw how the AG had to investigate Joe Biden in office, even his own son. Is that not true? In America. As I talk to you today, an American president is suffering a suspended sentence. They are not waiting for him to step down. Donald Trump will definitely go to jail when he steps down from office. The sentence is waiting for him. Can it ever happen here? So when are we going to do an institution, Mr. Trump? When are we going to do our institution that you tell the police, can you tell an FBI to go and do this in their dream? Can any president of America order FBI to go and do what our police do here? Then tomorrow they want us to sympathize with them. The people that are using you are the people that are punishing you. And it didn't make any sense to you. They ask you to go and be harassing other people and you agree because of politics. You are not even part of the politics. You are not even benefiting from it. Yeah, when they ask you to go and do a very infamous job, you go and carry it out. Who have been backing these people, if not the police? Who have been backing them? So why can't police be wise and say, look, this can never happen under our watch? You go and do your politics, leave us alone. Eh? Are they not the one backing them? If they are not backing them, we don't do what they are doing. You know it can never happen. So what are we saying here? Eh? It's unfortunate, seriously, it's unfortunate. We have lost our humanity just because of politics. So after politics, what happens? Hold on, what happens after politics? Eh? I thought they said the world will end after 2023. What happened? Are we not still here? These people should be very careful. Because the problem they want to create, if it happens, it may consume everybody. That is my fear. And that's why I'm calling out now. Everybody that's anybody in Lagos should rise up. They should rise up and issue a statement. All of you, from Fashola to Ambode to every other person that has passed through this Lagos, they must intervene in this infamy. Oba of Lagos, all of you should rise up. Because if you keep quiet, it will be terrible for everybody at the end of the day. These boys will come to wait you at your gate and challenge you because they are being backed by their godfather. And what will you do? What will you do? The best time to chase a black sheep is in the daytime, not in the night. This thing that is becoming a currency in Nigeria, in Lagos, should be stopped. Eh? It has become something that occurs every election cycle. Please, is Lagos meant for violence? Is Lagos meant for violence? That's my question. Ask yourself that question. Tomorrow they tell us how Lagos is very accommodating. How, is it what you call accommodating? When you threaten everybody, especially when it has to do with the election. Why? Mr. Okoro, why? Lagosians, why? Are you going to allow this to continue until it now becomes a culture? If you want to buy anything, they ask you if you are APC member. If you want to rent a house, they ask you if you are APC member. Anything you want to do in Lagos now, you must become APC member for you to achieve that thing. Why? Come on. What kind of rubbish is this? Look, we must be serious if we want to move forward. Look at Ghana here. We saw when Ghana conducted the election. Mr. Okoro, did you see or hear this type of nonsense? The answer is no. The answer is no. Yet somebody telling me he wants to unite Nigeria. How do you unite Nigeria when you are dividing them? Eh? When you are dividing along religious, tribal, and political lines. So everybody must become APC. Is it by force? Is it not your performance that will draw people to you? You are now using force. Look at what that man is saying. Force. If you don't vote APC, yeah, they will kill you. Imagine that threat. Imagine that threat. And somebody taking it lightly. Eh? What makes it that people are going to allow this to continue? Look, the last time I checked, people of Lagos are not stupid. They should call a stop to this nonsense. These boys have taken it too far. I'm not joking. They have taken it too far. Don't you have a government in Lagos? Why must somebody like that be threatening Lagos here in this manner? They have been doing it. Everything that had to do, these boys will come out and threaten. Who is backing them? Who is supporting them? Who is giving them to go ahead and pretending as if they don't know what is going on? Come on. We must stop it. I said we must stop it. Rose Bible, Atiku, Peter Obi, all the opposition, you people must gather. Come and issue a statement in Lagos here and counter this threat. You must come and counter this threat to tell them that this time around, though, it will not be Uhuru for them.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Darlington Agommo. Now, Barrister, you know that when bad behavior is rewarded, it gets worse. The man who disenfranchised Lagosians in 2023 was rewarded with the plum job of the national chairman. Barrister, hold on. Let me ask my question. Barrister, hold on. Let me ask my question, Barrister.
You know, remember. The court did not even allow him to go. But somebody took him and even promoted him for all the infamy he committed. Mr. Okoro, how do you justify that? How can somebody come and tell me that he's a distant human being? You gather people, undesirable elements around you, just for political reasons. These are young men that should be doing something decent for their own livelihood. You now turn them into your food soldiers. To be harassing people, killing people, doing all sorts of things, and telling us boldly that government is backing them. And government can quiet, nothing will happen. These are things that cause problems. Go and check from history. When somebody has become so powerful, more powerful than God, something will eventually give. I'm not joking. Something, and we are saying that thing must not give. To save Lagos from this thing that is coming. What kind of rubbish is this? It's too much now. It's too much.
All right. Now, Barrister, you understand that NURTW, the National Union of Road Transport Workers, is a partner with INEC during elections because they help them distribute election materials and all of that. Now, if we have the man who disenfranchised Lagosians in 2023, rewarded with the plum job of national chairman of that association that has partnership with INEC, what does that tell you about the broader picture? What broad picture does it give you about the credibility of 2027 elections? Will it be fair? Will it be fair? And will it be free and transparent?
These are all part of the schemes to win election. You can see that was why they deliberately took that step some years ago to make him the president of that body. All in effort to win election, destroying everything that is very dear to us. So this will have to be a strategy. Let me hear when somebody will come and tell me that somebody is a master strategist or that somebody is a politician. So you mean you're a good politician when you hire us to go and do your bill in Abi? No, hold on. How do you become a good politician? Is it by hiring people to go and muzzle down the opponent? You have to be a good politician, Abi. Let me hear anybody who comes say to my ears that somebody is a master strategist. He knows politics more than God. If this is how to know politics, cut me out. This is not politics. It is the attitude of a coward. You cannot trust your opponent in the political ring. You now hire people to do it for you. You are not a decent politician. You are not. You cannot be. Every time you hire people to go and do one dirty job or the other, and you claim, what kind of strategy is that? Strategy to muzzle down opponent, Abi, and you call it this. How can the politics of Nigeria grow with this kind of character? Tell me how. No, hold on, how? Imagine people telling us he's a good politician. What do you call a good politician, for God's sake? You can imagine how gullible Nigerians can be. You see somebody who can hire thugs, hire everybody, pay them, and they'll be doing his bidding, and you claim that person is a good politician, and you are supporting it, not even thinking of the repercussion later. Everybody, young men who should be doing something reasonable for their life, you keep them as your foot soldiers, you keep them as your talk, and you are claiming you're a good politician. How can that be? Come, if every other politician in Nigeria begin to behave like this, Mr. Okoro, what do you think will happen? No, hold on. Do you think Nigeria will still remain? Look, nobody has the monopoly of violence. So I've been saying it and nobody will hear me. Nobody has the monopoly of violence anywhere in the world. People have been talking and warning and nobody will listen. I have said this. Remember how Boko Haram and the people started in the north? Did anybody listen to them? Did nobody pay attention? Look at where we are now. If this thing happened in Lagos, let us remember how we started, though. Let us remember. That's why I'm saying it now. Because I know that these guys are going to become bigger. They will become bigger. To the extent that even the governor will be taking orders from them. Go and mark my word. If this nonsense continues, these guys are going to become bigger and bigger. Maybe by that time, Lagosians will wake up and it may be too late. Revival, you have your own people. There are real Lagosians who are behind you. Go and issue your own counter threat, telling them that this, that you people are ready. You people are ready. Go and tell them so that they will know. We cannot be coward in this land now. For what? Who? All of us build this Lagos. We contributed to build Lagos. How can we not hand it over to thugs and Agberos? For what? No, how can we hand over Lagos to Agbero? Where does that happen? These boys have no job doing again except politics and talking. They They will go and hold one particular area wholesale, collecting money from people everywhere. Go to market, extorting money. These business traders, they have the amount they pay for local government, and they have local government officials that collect it. That is all. But this guy will go and collect their own. I remember when Lagosians wanted to, streamline this money they pay, transport commercial bus drivers. They said they should go and pay into an app, 800 naira a day, and that money will take them all the local government in Lagos. Mr. Okoro, MC Oluoma said, no, that money is for Sowore. That money, he will collect his own money. And he has been collecting it before he left for Abuja. Mr. Okoro, he has been collecting that money, and this other one that took over now have taken over, and they are collecting that money up to tomorrow from every bus stop. After paying the money they pay in the motor park, along the road, every bus stop, they'll be collecting money. For what? Mr. Okoro, for what? Have you asked yourself why transport fare is very dear in Lagos? Very high transport fare. People now sleep in their office from Monday till Friday. It's only on weekend that they go and meet their family because of what? Transport fare. If you are spending 3,000, 4,000 naira a day for transport, how much are you going to earn at the end of the month? These are issues that government is supposed to address. And that's why these guys have become so powerful, because they have made a lot of money. They have made a lot of money from you and I. To threaten us. Are you hearing me? Let me until this time, Abi. But he stopped talking. I couldn't hear you. I said you should remove your hand. You should remove your hand. That you see me. What is it? Is this way? Hello? 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 Mr. Bro, can you hear me? This network is becoming something else. Hello, can you hear me? We can't hear you. You are seeing him. Tell him to remove his phone from mute. On mute. You know that cell phone is using. You really have it. See him. No, call him. You are seeing him. Telling me I'm not hearing him. Unmute now, unmute. We are not hearing you. Unmute. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. So I'm not still hearing him. No, there's something